pussy.
Fuck me.
Your pussy.
Fuck me.
Sexual style.
Fuck me. Welcome back to another episode of Elixer and Jokes, episode 29. Does it feel like it's been a while since you've seen us? Because it has. But you know what? I don't know.
Hey, look, shit gets real. And when the streets get hungry, the streets got to eat. And when the streets got to eat, streets need to be fed. So you better keep hustling before you end up dead.
And X is going to give it to you. Don't really have too many games for you guys this time. We've got one where I'm going to...
Very serious business podcast. I'd like to introduce our growth rates. If you can turn to page 2 in your presentation.
Yeah, I got the stock charts we're going to do here. We're going to give you guys advice on like the... GWP.
This is our annual shareholders meeting podcast. We're going to discuss dividends, and we're going to discuss quarterly earnings projections, and we're going to forecast fiscal year 25.
James doesn't get paid in money. I'm giving him business shares. That's part of our business agreement for this. So it's important
that
whether you guys...
business agreement where we agree to do 100% equal work for this podcast.
And so far, it has been equal work this whole ride. Thank you, James, for everything you've done. All the edits, the graphs, the games, everything. Truly. All right, let's get into our first game. This is called AI Sales Pitch. James, I'm going to show you either animals I've created, maybe paraphernalia, objects, just something that's been created you're going to try to sell. You're going to try to sell me, all right? You're going to fucking sell it to me as if you were a salesman selling sellable objects, okay?
So I'm going to sell sellable objects to you as though you, a Sicilian sellable object consumer, were interested in buying these sellable objects for me, a sellable object.
Yes, and you could be a sellable object yourself, too, if you're like an Eagles
You
linebacker.
look like a fuckable cut of meat. Adam Smasher, Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Why is this a thing? This is horrible, and I hate it, which is why I'm going to be very motivated to sell it. AJ.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You ever go to a Chinese restaurant and you see they've got those ducks hanging there, and they've got that crispy bronze skin, that smell of like MSG, sodium, and rice, and just it's like a very comforting feeling as soon as you walk in that restaurant, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what if it didn't have any of that? Introducing the Pocket Quack. This is a pocket pussy that is sentient and is made entirely of a flesh-like silicone. It's a very niche fetish for those who want to experience like the joy of having sex with a duck without having to worry about their famously corkscrew-shaped vaginas. With this product here, you simply warm it up in the microwave for 30 to 45 seconds, apply the lubricant of your choice, probably water-based if I'm being honest, because oil-based lubricant's gonna be harder to remove. You're gonna have to get some cleansers involved. It's not worth the upkeep. Proceed to have sex with this in whatever your desired manner is. If you would like to experience what it feels like to jam your dick down a duck's throat, we have this silicone flesh duck head. This thing is a lot of fun. This can be shipped to you in your home straight away in very discreet packaging, just a brown cardboard box that says duck cussy in large black 32 font on the sides there. So call now to get yours today. The duck cussy.
All right. That sounds pretty good. I do have a follow-up question. Can you eat it also?
Cheating ain't eating. So yes, of course you can. Now, is it digestible? I don't know, but you could certainly masticate it and swallow it.
James, I think you sold me. I want one and am looking forward to it.
All right. The Fisher Price, my first Glock. AJ, as you can see, this is my first Glock. This is to teach children about gun safety early and often. It comes with, as you can see, a fully functioning Glock 17, as well as a 11-round magazine and fun multicolored bullets. This is great for children's ages 3 and up. So this is a great thing to take out into the woods if you take your kid with you out on a hunting trip. Glock is not a traditional hunting weapon, but you know, it's never too early to learn about personal safety. The one-lock Glock, as seen here, brightly colored so that you can safely distinguish. It has that orange tip to let you know this is a safe non-firing weapon. However, it has all the actions and mechanics of a real gun so that you can teach your children how to safely identify when daddy's been drinking too much, he starts waving that gun around, whether or not it's loaded and it's a danger to them and mommy, and they should go crawl under their bed and hide, or whether daddy's just full of hot air and he left the bullets in the nightstand.
We seem to have a lot of history with babies killing themselves on this show. Won't this add to that?
Actually, AJ, guns don't kill people, people kill people. So it's not a question of will this add to that. It's a question of will the baby be able to learn. Now, if you have a very stupid baby and you give it this toy and it's not able to figure out the ins and outs of gun safety through using it, then that's your failure as a parent and in no way reflects on the Fisher-Price Corporation.
All right, I'm sold. And anyone who does not watch all of our podcasts, I'm sorry for the lack of context. You may think that I'm going to lead into giving you context. I am absolutely not. You know what, James? This sells itself. I don't think you need to say a damn thing. I'm sold. Good job.
Yeah. It's great for getting those difficult restaurant reservations when you're in a hurry and you need to legally drive in the HOV lane. You just pull the ripcord and inflate this motherfucker, and there you go.
All right,
I
James.
can put my shaft, my balls, and one of my legs in there, and it still wouldn't gag. AJ, classic conundrum. Have you ever been doing something and you feel like you should feel ashamed, but at this point you're too far down the rabbit hole of whatever horrible activity you're committed to and you're too inured to it to feel anything? That's why we have this, the slightly judgmental meat cube. Now, when you're masturbating while suffocating your airway with a belt in your closet or spitting on your kids while they're asleep just to remind them who's in charge, even though they rule your every day, the slightly judgmental meat cube will be there to cast a glance at you in a disapproving manner and even vocalize some opinions like, I don't think you should be doing that, or you wouldn't talk about this in front of your mother. God is watching. You, not me. I'm an abomination in his eyes and shouldn't exist. The slightly judgmental meat cube is there to serve as the angel and devil on your shoulders when you're too far down that path of debauchery to have any rational human instincts left that cry out, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this.
I mean, shit, I think you sold me again. Not to be on the same path that I've been going on, but can you eat it?
No, but you can certainly fuck it, and it will complain in a very disinterested manner as you jam your cock into its mouth or nose holes. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. This is Angelina Blowly. This is a AI representation of Angelina Jolie if she was strung out on a new form of cocaine that grows extraneous limbs and extra skin. Models have two things. It's cocaine and self-esteem issues, and this really personifies that.
Gross. It's a gross image, and it's making me unhappy. I'm not going to ask any
to
follow-ups.
answer your question, AJ, yes, you can eat it.
But you won't.
It's made entirely out of white chocolate.
Yeah, but it probably smells like cigarette smoke. It just looks like it does. Here's a fun thing. This is something that James has some personal experience with, I think. Go ahead and sell us this.
He's a fun guy.
You can tell he is by his smile.
So this is a alternate future where Americo Vespucci, in addition to discovering America, actually came back with Italian colonists and colonized North America instead of the English. You can see there's a Bank of America in the background, and these are all the happy Italian men standing outside, chasing after him, the supreme paisano. He rolls around the streets on his toilet throne, subjugating anybody who does not salute to the United States of Italianos. He sits on that toilet because at this point, red sauce just runs absolutely through him, even though he loves the stuff. It's like a near instantaneous reaction. The minute that any sort of pureed tomato product passes his lips, it instantly triggers a reaction in his body to just completely void his digestive tract of any and all matter in it.
So up until now, things have been technologically and law of physics abiding, completely legitimate, 100% nothing fake. But
of course, AJ, why would you even mention it?
Well, I had to because there's two things I got questions about. One of them could be explained.
You can eat him, yes.
Oh, I already knew that. You could tell, and I would. But the piping below the toilet, where does it go? Like, I don't see
Oh, it
anything.
just splatters directly onto the road underneath him wherever he is.
All right. And what
That's why you
powers
see,
this?
even though there are masses of people
No
off to
one
either
behind him.
side of him, there's nobody directly behind him because otherwise you'd just be slipping and sliding in the skid trails.
Yeah, I mean that's logical. And what
You can
powers it and
see like
steers it?
there is like some splatters on the tires there from when it's a particularly violent eruption. And if he's going fast enough, the tires will even kick it up and splash it onto his belly.
I mean, he still looks happy though. I mean, he
Oh,
seems
he's having
fine.
a
Yeah.
blast. I mean, he's the supreme ruler of the United States of Greasy Wops. So
Hell
what's
yeah.
there not to be happy about?
Last thing you're gonna sell me.
Oh, it's the Dune popcorn bucket. If you want to go see Dune 2 in theaters, they screw this right onto the top of the popcorn lid. That way it's like you're reaching into a sandworm whenever you want a juicy bite of popcorn.
Yeah,
Why did I
that's
say
it.
juicy? Popcorn is one of the least juicy foods imaginable.
Can you eat this thing?
You can eat the housing, however, the mouth itself is made out of plastic sourced from a factory in China that's known for having lead contamination, so I'd advise against it. Look, I would love to feel those teeth scrape the underside of my balls as I repeatedly slam my penis home inside of this device.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and
Hey,
do it.
AJ, guess what?
What?
I got a new movie on DVD. It's
What's your
called
new
Wild
movie?
Hog. It's action-packed.
Well, here's our intermission, guys. As you know, we've got two things we do. We do get to know James and photo shoot. All right, James, tell us about our photo shoot here.
Well, let's see, AJ. This seems like a pretty standard family photo, kind of like Hitler's wet dream. There's you on the left as the patriarch of the family with your weird-shaped head. This is back when you still had the chin straps. That's a very old photo. There's you with your weird three-legged son, of course, and your wife with her incredibly veiny arm,
Yep.
and her daughter with the incredibly veiny neck. There's me as sort of like a chimera, except all three of the heads are on the on the shoulders, and two of them appear to be making out aggressively, while the third one just sort of looks on disinterested, next to me and my cockeyed fucking wife with the weird baby legs and hands coming out of her lower body. That is Mitt Romney, former presidential candidate and senator, who is there next to one of the kids from the Children of the Corn, who's got a really fucked up face thing going on. A baby that's just like completely fucking zonked out of it right now. And then grandma, who's got like a really smug look on her face, and Timmy, who I don't know what that limb is that's wrapped around his waist. One of his arms ends in a stump, and then there's also just a loose foot. Yeah, this is just our annual 4th of July family photo.
This is the just get to know James one. So, James, I don't have a lot of information about this. You're going to have to tell us about this time of your life and what's going on. I am in the picture. So is Mike. Is there a reason? I don't remember. So you have to tell me that too.
So this is us exploring a Russian shopping mall. You remember we took that guys trip where we were backpacking through the Eastern Bloc. I decided to donate one of my socks and both shoes, which is like the equivalent of $1,000 of currency. When this photo was being taken, I took out a mask of myself that shows how I look before I come, because I was too embarrassed to show what I actually looked at, which is why my head appears to be at a weird 90-degree angle to my body. It's actually just that mask not sitting correctly on my face. Obviously, I'm wearing my cousin's first shirt with a picture of old-timey race car on it, it looks like, or a picture of a pig. I'm kind of unclear. I haven't worn that shirt in so long there.
And it's a
And then,
very
of course,
clean.
Bird with the human penis is very confused because on our hiking trips, he doesn't like to do a lot of the walking, so he'll normally hang on to the back of my shoe, but without that now, he's just kind of gripped onto my ankle there.
That's fair. The floor, a little bit dirty. Baby's just sitting on the floor. I guess you
It's
were
an
okay with
abandoned
that.
mall. I mean, and she is a homeless woman. There's only so much hygiene that you can expect here.
Are her socks drawn on?
It kind of looks like that, yeah.
So we've got a throwback picture from the way back in like the 90s.
Throwback.
James and I, we did know each other back then. And we look
As
about
previously established.
Yep, we have talked about that before. We met it up at a friendly local McDonald's here. Do you remember this day, James?
I had a fish fillet sandwich, medium fries, and a large Coke with no ice. You had the medium meatball sub with the large mayonnaise. I was going through that phase where my leg was the size of my torso. Remember, I worked out really
thick
hard on
fucking
that left
legs.
leg. I thought, like everybody always talks about, like, hey, don't skip leg day, don't skip leg day. I thought it'd be funny to do like the inverse and only ever work out legs. It was that weird McDonald's too, where that kid was facing the wrong way and he was ignoring his food. Other than that, I remember we got there at just the right time. The fries were hot and fresh out of the fryer. My fish fillet was super crispy. Your meatball sub came out inside of a beer can, which I know you really enjoyed. And
liquefy
other
it.
than that, there was nothing else strange about this. It was just a normal McDonald's experience between two buddies.
I'm sorry, when James said that everything else is normal about this picture, I will point it out if he's not going to point it out. This mayonnaise says real mayonnaise on there. We all fucking know that that's not real mayonnaise. It's not, like, come on. We know how that shit is, and you don't want to bring attention to it, but you were trying to, be healthy and eat a different type of mayonnaise. We were trying to throw a little oopsie on you guys that, yes, it's like a weight loss regimen. It's not actually real
before you
mayonnaise.
get in the comments to let us know about it, hey, we know, okay?
We
We
know.
caught it. That's on off. AJ, let's go ahead and add one to the goof up meter here. That way, hey, fair is fair. When we screw up, we take ownership of it, and to goof up on us for sure. So 1 on the goof meter. Audience, we know about this one, all right?
We
Hey,
fucking know.
thanks,
we fucking know.
but
Forget
no
about
thanks,
it. We
okay?
fucking know, okay?
Thanks, but no thanks. I think we got this one covered. All right. I think we clearly show that we knew, okay. It wasn't like a fun Easter egg. You're not some eagle eye, Just fucking way off. All right? We're just two guys trying to do a podcast where we're both doing equal work on, and we don't need you to fucking point out all the stuff we do wrong. Okay? We'll
Yes.
take ownership. All right?
Our last game, guys. James, take us on an adventure. Unlike the last time we did this, how I had you say things and then I would try to match what you're saying.
On a trip in our favorite maggot ship, zipping through the skies, 2 white guys.
Like, oh, nice. Maybe that'll be a new theme. Start us off here and just take us on a quick adventure.
Snail with titties, AJ. That's the time we met that snail with them big old titties. You were like, let me get some of that milk, snail. And I was like, oh, AJ, you don't want that snail milk. It's real sticky. But you were like, give me that snail milk. And then that snail was like, well, you can have a little bit of milk, I guess. AJ, go ahead.
Just a little bit.
Suckle on my little snail titties.
Just
and you
a
were like,
little bit. All right.
and then...
Meanwhile...
Oh, fucking hell. Well, obviously, I was low on grocery money, so you got to get it wherever you can. And sexy wet Smeagol on a fucking weird stone plank surrounded by fireflies was willing to put it out. So me and my excellent titties, I decided to eat his asshole out.
Smeagol loves the tongue.
Yeah, here's us with that sexy zebra with 2 tails. I don't know what more need to be said. It's cheeked up for days.
It's one so we can both pull one at the same time. It's like
Yeah,
braids.
yeah. I mean, it was trying to sneak past us, but the clap of its ass cheeks kept alerting the guards.
It's not just us that gets to have the fun. Our companions, who we all know and love, sometimes they go out and have fun too without us, such as this case.
Bird with a human penis being outdone with bird with gigantic human balls.
Too hot for TV. I believe that is everything I had. I hope you guys enjoyed this extra horny episode of Jokes and Elixir.
Until next week, folks, I've been James, he's been AJ, and we've been 2 white guys in our 30s with a podcast and a raging erection. See you next time.
Shrek's dick ass. Dick ass. Dick ass. Dick ass. Dick ass. Dick ass. Dick ass.
Yeah.
Them snail titties. Give me them slimy ass snail titties.
The
I do
whole
a body shot of tequila off of that snail, but I won't put salt on it because that'll kill it. And I don't want to kill the titties.